everyone. It's the grand opening of Hall of Fame Bar and Restaurant in Farato, West Coast Region, Komosa, on Friday, 19 December. Hello, greetings, wonderful viewers, wherever you are listening and wherever you are watching. This is Atlantic TV, the home of TV revolution. As always, we're located in the little smiling coast of West Africa, the Gambia, where we love so much. And like I always said, come out, it's at the end of the year and continue the Gambian and enjoy the Gambia hospitality. I mean, come out. As initiated and marketed there by Gambia Tourism Board with my good friend Abu Bakar. Thank you so much. Well, we are also lucky to be located in the West Coast region side of Gambia. Our studios here in Farato, Combo South. Welcome to another episode called Exclusive Interview. My name is Bakary, Manneh, fondly called Big Sam. And like I always said, in this program, we bring people of all walks of life, politicians, doctors, nurses, footballers, you name them. We bring them in this show. Let them tell their story. Let them, we can change a little from here, or from one of our guests can change you out there positively, for that matter. And today, I'm joined by my co-host. You know, he's becoming a regular co-host on this program called my editor, chief editor of Atlantic TV, that is Omar Tal. They call him Obama. I don't know where that word come from, but Omar will tell you that. And of course, apart from Omar, before we introduce our guest, Omar, welcome to another edition of the exclusive interview.
Honestly, first of its kind, we have a very, very, very fine diplomat who has represented Gambia on international platform with a reputable character and a very excellent resume. Amadou Jaiteh has just entered into Gambian politics ahead of 2026 presidential election, making the field so crowded, a likes of never before seen. And today we are going to talk to him on so many areas, including his mission at the United Nations, you know, his involvement into Gambian politics, and what are some of the things that motivated him to leave his diplomatic mission at the United Nations in New York to come to the Gambia, to involve himself in this busy business.
So tell us
welcome
about
to the program.
Thank you. Well, like I said, yeah, but you didn't introduce yourself.
Well,
you were introducing the guest. I should be the one introducing the guest.
I may not be a household name. You know, once you have introduced me, let me just introduce myself again. Omar Tal, fondly called Obama. The word Obama here is because of my obsession with the American president. I love him so much. I love his politics. He is my mentor. This is why I've been called Obama for quite a long time now.
Thank you. Like he said, our guest today is no other than, as you can see on your screen, Amadou Jaiteh. Well, his folks, most of the people from Brickham area call him Kewo, most of us. And Amadou Jaiteh is the founder of the Progress Movement, like Omar said. We'll be talking a little about that, but personally, I'll be talking to him about his life, Amadou, etc. Omar, as the co-host, will be chipping in some political stuff, but we'll give you a rendezvous again that Amadou with the Progress Movement will be back on Atlantic TV, this time fully a political program, which he will be invited and featured by our BT Law program presenter, who is mostly doing political stuff, that is Fatima Tambai. But today we'll try to know who is Amadou, the life of Amadou, etc., and one or two other political ambitions, like he said. Amadou, welcome to Atlantic TV for the first time. Let me shake you, my diplomat. Kewo, welcome to Atlantic TV.
Thank you so much, Big Sam. You know, Big Sam, me and you, we go way back.
Yeah, long time.
It started a while ago, but let me say good afternoon to your viewers, our viewers out there. From the Gambia to the rest of the world, wherever you are. My name is Amadou Jaiteh, former diplomat of the Gambia, legal advisor to the permanent mission of the Gambia to the United Nations. Thank you very much, Big Sam.
We're so happy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Traditionally, before we start the program, we usually give again our guests to greet, but this time I want you to do it in Mandinka. Yemol kontong konon kolum soul and in family and in friends, and of course Progress Movement more. You say kontong before we start the program.
Yes, Big Sam. Abaraka bake mbemba dingol konton na milbe njibe kang jang West Coast jang Atlantic TV West Coast region Farato. Kabojang Gambia jang kada fo bantala bankul kan dula dunia be mina nan ko be ka eka Atlantic TV follow ndole narale jambi Amadou Jaiteh from Progress Movement, People's Reformist Organization for Renewal, Security, Social Justice. Narale jambi purkaitandalako Progress Movement de. It's a movement mi anon ko nata Gambia banko kan purka molbondi koleya kono. So be mbal konton na kabo Atlantic TV to ala baraka bake.
Thank you very much, Baraka Bake, Amadou Jaiteh Kewo. Moving on in the program, like Omar said, a former diplomat, like you said, and said everything about him. But actually, who is Amadou Jaiteh? Born where, etc. Tell us a little bit about Amadou.
Yes, Amadou Jaiteh is from Brikama. Brikama ngana childhood ke wolo kon to primary school kabonanje kata fo junior secondary school Banjul ika fo dami Paju.
Okay.
Also Senegal Junior Secondary School is referred to.
Okay.
From there Narata St. Augustine Senior Secondary School. From Senegal Senior Secondary School. Then I went to the UK where I pursued my undergraduate degree to master's degree, and then back to the country, and then started working for Gambia government as a public prosecutor. And I started working.
Oh, you start as a public prosecutor?
As a public prosecutor. So I'm a qualified lawyer.
Okay.
So now career in the civil service, start as a public prosecutor. Okay. From there, natanga recommendation also through certain files in coming handle kanu. Okay. The then Attorney General, Minister of Justice, under the instructions of the president, the former president, President Jaiteh, okay, who wanted to pursue a particular resolution at the United Nations concerning reparations for people of Africa and people of African descent. Okay. Reparations is kind of compensation, okay, for the ills and for the wounds that were and for the inhumane acts that were actually meted, okay, to Africans and people of African descent through the transatlantic slave trade, okay, and also colonialism. As a Pan-African, I believe the former president wanted to make sure that African people and people of African descent get the right compensation for the past ills, okay, for the past inhumane acts, okay, and also not just monetarily, but okay, then also to restore dignity to African people, restitution, and also maybe get apology, because what that will do, that will actually bring some form of a respect, okay, to people of Africa and the people of African descent, because if you see how African people are perceived or looked at in the world by other people in such a demeaning way, it's because of the past history. Your history can determine how you get respect in your current, in the present, and this can go generation upon generations. So some of the disrespect and some of the lack of dignity that we get in the diaspora or elsewhere, even in our own country, people with lighter skin comes. It's because of the history. They look at the history, how African people were treated through slavery or colonialism, and then you think that that need to continue. You keep looking at people with that mindset. Yeah. But if the world comes around and then apologize, and so that okay, they were wrong, they were actually criminals. Their actions were criminal actions. Whatever ills that they actually committed on Africans at the time was wrong, and they apologize and also compensate for it. Then that could actually restore some form of a dignity, and then show the rest of the world that yes, or rest of the humankind that yes, African people were a setup, very organized setup kind of a people that were very, very organized, very intelligent, very human, very upright human beings. But then we abuse their welcome because they came and we welcomed them with an open hand, and they abuse that welcome with their weapons, and to an extent subdue us into inhumane acts
like slavery.
exactly. And those are the pictures that goes out there. Those are the history that is out there that needs to be corrected. So that was the purpose of that. Yes, of that reparation.
And so that the angers and all the stuff can quench or at least come down.
Exactly. How the world, if you see how Black Americans are treated in America, it's because how they enter in America, how they were brought into America. And listen, we see the Jews, the Holocaust, at the end of the Holocaust in Germany. The Jews were also looked like nobody. When Hitler actually
killed 6 million Jews.
Exactly. But when they started to when they were actually resettled in Americas, in Europe as refugees, at some point they started growing economically. They were their dignity was restored.
It was restored.
Yeah, they were compensated with reparations. Israel was created, and a lot of money from the Western world went into Israel in a form of reparations for Jews anywhere in the world. And that's why they have so much respect. And this is what Africans are asking for as well. And President Jammeh wanted to be a champion of that. And then
he created that.
Yeah, he wanted to be a champion of that. And he started it here. And it was through that process that I was recommended to go to New York and be the legal advisor there, advising along these lines. But then when the new government came in 2017, that was put to a halt. The current government was not interested in that because it's a sensitive issue. It's a sensitive issue. It's an issue that your partners in Europe, in America, will be very difficult to deal with and to accept and to apologize, because then they are telling you, yes, we accept what was done by our forefathers was wrong.
Yeah.
And they are the beneficiaries of the wealth that was actually looted from Africa. They are the beneficiaries.
Yeah, of course.
And they are the beneficiaries of the sweat of our forefathers that built Europe and America. They are the beneficiaries. So they are where they are today because of our forefathers, what they did, the work that they did for them to enjoy. So if they say they are not part of it, we cannot blame them for it.
Because they
that
can
cannot
say,
be accepted.
but we are sorry.
Yeah,
but
they can apologize.
Yeah, but that bring us down. When you were called back, what actually is Amadou? What's your work right now? What actually are you a consultant or are you back in the government? Tell us a bit about it before we.
So from 2017 to 2019, I've been doing legal advisor work, working as a human rights advisor at the permanent mission of the Gambia to the United Nations, also in peace building. I was also the officer for that, in charge of peace building for Gambia, transitional justice processes in 2017 when the new government came in. That was also under my file. But then from that time up to from 2016 to 2017 to current to 2025, this is what I was doing. Also, the Gambia's face on progressive development of international law at the UN. These are the areas that I was working on, making sure that the Gambia is getting visibility, making sure that opportunities in the international world when it comes to international law, when it comes to human rights, when it comes to peace building, making sure that the Gambia is in the forefront. This has been my responsibility.
But it's like a private entity, or it's like you're working with the government?
No, working for the government of the Gambia.
Working for the government.
But when to your question, when I return now in 2025, I was recalled to come back because the government said they wanted me to come back and then work with them here.
Exactly.
That was in a different portfolio.
Exactly.
But then I had already developed a different mindset. Because of lack of confidence in the government. I do not want to engage on any other area that is government of the Gambia, current government of the Gambia, because I lost confidence in their way of work, in the way they do work, in their attitude towards work. I do not see progress in their vision, and that's why I came up with a movement called Progress, because based on my experience working with them out there. The vision is not there. The country is going backward. It's not going forward.
So you want to?
It's not going forward. I have national governance experience. I have global governance experience, and putting that together, the way the country is moving, the pace it is moving, in my view, it is not,
different value.
it is not advancing, and it is not visionary.
Okay.
Yes.
Omar might because we now because okay, but currently Omar, before you come, because you have to talk more on the political. But currently, apart from the the progress, apart from are you doing a consultancy job or you working?
Yes. So I have a private business that is running.
Okay.
That is keeping me busy. And then but mainly I'm focused on this progress.
Yeah. But you are still doing the legal advising, etc. stuff.
I do that pro bono.
Yeah,
but I have not set up any
consultancy for that.
Yet. Yes.
Okay, this starting now, Omar, my co-host, that's Amadou. I know the part of the progress movement. I know Omar will touch more on that.
He had a very good, development outside of the United Nations. I'm going to engage him a little more about the politics of the country. Like, you are an international diplomat and a lawyer. These are very complicated field in global politics and the global world. You have about to transition into the Gambian politics ahead of 2026 election, and you have had your grassroots engagement with the local communities, including the one in Pirang, Brikama, and you have engaged the youth about the progress you intend to achieve as a politician. You have also spelled out your 7-point plan, if I am right.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So if you can tell it to our audience, what are some of these 7-point plans you intend to achieve as a head of state, as a president, or as a movement?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we are in the process of, the movement is the beginning of any new political party, because it's a phase where you introduce a manifesto, ideas, and then you also welcome people to join these ideas, like-minded people, and then you transform into a political party.
Yes.
and during that time, you're providing opportunity to as many people to join and also become leaders, because once we transform into a political party, the leader then will be chosen. I'm not the leader of that.
You are just setting
party.
the architects.
Exactly. Exactly. So the leader then will be chosen for Progress Party at a Congress. And when that is done, then we'll be able to identify all our leaders. And from there on now, our vision, our manifesto, what you're holding, then we start to continue to sell that
to the Gambian public,
to the Gambian people.
Yeah.
We are currently doing it, so it will be a continuation. When Progress government gets into power, what you are holding is the 7-point priority agenda. Unfortunately, Omar, Gambia, everything is a priority.
Yeah, you
so
have
many
to
issues.
Yeah, you have to
so many
prioritize.
issues is a priority.
But now, what is the main priority in this 7-point agenda you are trying to lay out to the Gambian public? What is the main one here?
So in the seven priority agenda, which is the priority within priority, because everything in Gambia is a
within priority.
But
I like that.
Everything is failing. This is 7-point priority within priorities. But so this 7-point priority agenda, I think, because you cannot just say that you have to focus on one priority first. They will all go together simultaneously. But one thing that is of need, of necessity,
of great importance,
important to Gambians right now, I think there will be cost of living.
Cost of living.
Cost of living.
I'll come to that point, but you can say a little about it.
So cost of living, commodity prices are very expensive in this country, and it's way above living standard of ordinary Gambian. Living standard of ordinary Gambians are getting paid 5,000, 4,000.
Just below the poverty line.
Just below the exactly below the poverty line.
Below the poverty
exactly.
line.
And the pack of rice goes up to $3,000. How can someone afford that when you are getting 4,000 or 5,000? So that has to be a priority. And how do we do that? For the long haul, we want to invest so much money into agriculture for food, sufficiency. We want to make sure that we are self-reliant in terms of food production, but that is for the long haul. But before that, you know, progress government for the immediate action, we have to interfere with the market system.
So do you guys have any stopgap measure, like what you will introduce first, you know, before, you know, achieving this long haul process? Is there any stopgap measure that you will introduce, you know, so that at least betterment can trickle down on the life of ordinary Gambians?
Yes, that would be the immediate cosmetic interference into the market, making sure that prices are brought down. So if it means that government is going to remove the middleman and go to the source and make sure that food commodities are available in abundance, cut the middleman, make sure that food commodities are available in abundance in the markets at a lower cost, we will do that. But then that is not sustainable.
Okay, one would say that, you know, cutting the middleman is not something feasible, because most of the time we see our economy as capitalist economy, you know, where business thrive and business most of the time runs the economy in this country. And in the Gambia, the business are controlled by foreign nationals. So in order to cut down this middleman, you know, there must be some up and downs between your movement or between Progress Gambia and the business people. Are you not putting this into consideration?
Yeah, I'm putting this into consideration, but I'm telling you, right, market systems are concepts. These are ideas. To say that markets have to be allowed to thrive in their own ways,
at the expense of other
people. Progress government will not allow that. We will interfere. That's why I said to you, we will interfere with the market system, whether you like it or not.
A kind of socialism?
We have socialism. We are social democrats, by the way. So we have that tendency. So we will interfere with the market system. We will disrupt it, make sure that the prices are brought down for a period where while we work on solutions on the long haul. But we are not going to sit by and look at the market to be regulating themselves at the expense of the people. We are not going to allow that. The government is the most powerful, and we will use that to our advantage.
So is this the message you got from the people you've engaged within the local level?
Yes, the local people.
Are they in support of this view on your side?
The local people, want you to bring it down now. Bag of rice down now to $5 if you can. Right?
In what way? This is like a rocket science, you know. It's
no, Omar, but I think this is what they did. Let me come here. Let me interject. We are here for them to give us what we want. So he is telling you what they want, and then if you tell me if I can have $20 to buy a full liter for my car, man, I want that. Nobody will. Nobody will.
Everybody is going for affordability. Everybody is going for affordability. Okay. You can elaborate more. On it.
So we are going to, and that's why I use the word cosmetic. These are going to be for a short term. Right. For the long haul, then we have to create a mechanism that is going to make food commodity production in the Gambia in abundance and available. So our plan is to invest more money into agriculture. And also not just to invest money into agriculture, just like that, but to even industrialize agriculture. Make sure that value food chain is added. Make sure that there is added value to food production. We are not just going to be producing rice, groundnut, and then just for the sake of producing it and for consumption. We want to produce and also refine for Gambian people to be able to access it easily and consume it. And also, we are also going to diversify. That is our intention. Diversification of food commodities. You see, if you go to the rural area, our people are very good at producing millet. Millet family, exactly. The entire millet family is available. We are not making good use of it. It's just produced for consumption and for next season. We are saying that need to be stopped. We need to be able to produce food crops, commodities all year round. So we want to introduce smarter farming systems that will allow irrigation systems that could provide water. Gambia has River Gambia, and the undersurface water also is accessible. So all you need to do is
suitable for agriculture.
Arable land that we have, and we have the land mass. So all that we need to do is to pipe the entire country and then throw it into the interland and make sure that people have access to water. We don't no more need under progress government. We no more depend on raining season because that is seasonal. We think that once we deal with the immediate food, immediate price commodities, we are going for the long-term plan. And the long-term plan is what I'm saying: smarter farming, food diversification, making sure that the millet family is available in our market in abundance, and not just available, but also refined and in the bags of in the bags of 25 kilos, 50 kilos, that you can just go to the market now and choose: do I want rice today, or do I want Findi?
Okay,
right? You can just go and buy it.
This is a very good plan so far. As a movement, let's go to the transitional justice. You've called the borough administration on this slow pace of giving, justice to the victims of the former president, Jaiteh. You said that there is no sense of hope. I'm not, cutting you direct, but based on what you have given to the other platforms and with engagement with other people, you've called the government on the slow pace of, transitional justice to the victims of the former president. What do you think are the major constraints here on the side of the borough administration? Why justice yet has not been delivered to the people?
Lack of political willingness. You see, if you have a government that is unwilling to implement reports of institutions that they themselves created, then you are bound to fail. Now, the transitional justice processes includes National Human Rights Council Commission, the TRRC, Truth, Reconciliation and Reconciliation.
Was a major part of it.
Exactly, was a major part of it.
Yeah.
And you have the security sector.
Security sector reform.
Yeah. You have constitutional reform. And I think I can even add the Jaiteh Commission there.
Okay.
Now, you look at it, the Jaiteh Commission was completed successfully. You look at the TRRC, completed successfully.
Okay.
Right? And then you look at the constitutional reform, completed successfully.
We have National Human Rights Commission.
Now, before I go to that, these three that I've just mentioned, right? Kudos to the people that were involved, the commissioners, right, and their legal teams. But that was a success until it was now put on the table of the executive for implementation.
Okay.
And lack of that implementation makes it a failure. That is what I was talking about. Makes it a failure, because if you do not implement it, the TRRC, for example, then the victims will not get closer. And closer post TRRC is the most important. If you don't do that, then it's a failure. Having it turned into a television show is good, it's interesting. People get to know what actually it was hidden, what happened, what transpired. But if you don't implement it, the victims that you are doing it for and the Never Again campaign, you will not attain that, you will not achieve that. So that makes it a failure. The only successful outcome throughout this whole processes was the Human Rights Commission. Human Rights Commission at least is up and running. So that makes it a success.
But is it fully effective? Like, some people have questioned Human Rights Commission, on so many instances, like being one-sided. Let me comment. They hardly question or they hardly put government through the right track.
Yes.
When government is at fault.
Yes.
Most of their engagement is with other institutions, other parties, or other organizations. If those ones faulted, does the time human rights swiftly intervene for correction?
Yes.
So, if you say human rights here, some may argue with your, deliberation here that, human right too is not something up to standard for the Gambian public. Is this your reading of the situation?
Yeah, so you need to understand the context that I am applying that.
Okay.
The success.
Okay.
The context that I'm applying it is that when in terms of setting up an institution and making it up and running, that is the part that I'm talking about, success. Now, on going forward and how they are operational, that could be judged at a later part, whether fail or whether failure, whether they are failing or they are successful in what they are doing, that can be improved on. But in terms of the transitional justice processes, the institutions that we set up, at least it is one institution that is up and running.
Up and running.
Yeah,
okay.
That is up and running. Whether they are doing well, whether they are doing well or
not,
poor,
or not,
but they are up and running.
It's another judgment.
Now, the final one, the final two is the constitution. The constitution is a failure because they did not implement it. Now, the security sector reform, that one did not even take off.
It was just like a leap of faith.
Exactly.
It was
just mentioned, but that one has nothing. It was just mentioned, but nothing came out of it. And that is one very important, because having foreign troops in our country for all these years, it is not sustainable. It is not necessary. There's no point having a national army that cannot actually be in charge of the security affairs of the country.
So you are not in support of foreign troops on the ground?
No, I am not. Absolutely not.
As president, what would be your first action toward them?
We want them to go back and then make sure that we bring our security forces in charge, because our security forces, these are people that we need to trust. Okay. We need to trust them. Okay. We need to be able to believe in them and give them responsibility to take on. That was what was supposed to be the purpose of the security sector reform. Make sure that we have a disciplined army. Make sure that our army goes through this reform
as a standard,
as a standard, and also be ready to take over from the economic, and be ready to be that disciplined force that will be able to protect us, our borders, and also protect the security, bring the security that our government needs, in particular the presidency.
Do you have?
Yeah, I want to come in because we don't have much time on the program. Like I said, Amadou will be on this platform, especially with Fatoumata, on a vigorous, that is a real politics. But let me ask you this. What can you tell us and the Gambian people and whoever is watching out there about progress, your party or your movement? What can you tell them?
Yes. So progress, like I said, is the People's Reformist Organization for Growth, Renewal, Equity, Security, and Social Justice. Now let's look at that and try to unpack that. People's Organization, People's Reformist Organization for Growth. We aspire to grow. We want to grow as a country. We want our country to grow from the state that we are in, where progress is completely delayed in every aspect of life. The youth development is delayed. Youth development in sports is delayed. Youth development in arts and culture is delayed.
All aspects.
In all aspects. You can go on and on. Women participation is delayed in all aspects, wherever you look at. And we want to get the country out of that delayed growth. And we want to introduce renewal of politics. We want politics to move away from partisanship, because we believe that partisanship is delaying. It's also part of the problem that we have. It's part of the lack of growth that we have. So we want to bring a new type of politics where every 5 years a president and National Assembly member is elected, and that's it. Politics ends there. So we want to remove party politics from local government. We want to remove party politics from National Assembly. Now that can be questioned by other people. How do you do that? It's very simple. We are saying, when you want to go to parliament and you are in your community, you are a well-standing, upright person in your community, you have the community interest at heart, the community see how active you are a man of integrity, they can choose you to go and represent them in parliament without any affiliation to any political party. Because when you go there on a party ticket, then that's why the bickering and the name calling and the fight in parliament comes in. Policies don't even get supported again on the people's representation. It gets supported on party representation. And that is the reason why our constitution failed. If you bring that also to local government, because these are the three layers where you have elections, right? The presidency, National Assembly, and local government. Now we are saying remove chairmen and mayors and councillors and governors, because they are political tools. They are there to represent their political parties. They are also embezzling not just state fund, but local revenue that is collected to support their political parties. But imagine you don't have them there. Imagine you have the community in charge of their revenue through a system that they think works for them through maybe a committee that is representative of all groups, Muslims, Christians, young, old, all groups, women, men, in there. And then you centralize the revenue collection, because currently the revenue collection is done locally, but it is not maximized. It is not done properly.
It doesn't trickle
It
down.
doesn't trickle, and also there's a lot of leakages, right? So, but we are told that the GRA is doing very well annually in their revenue collection. So we are saying centralize that revenue collection, bring the GRA all the way down to collect revenue in all localities, and after collecting it, 90% of it revert back to the people in the community. And then this committee that we are talking about, that you, the community people, have set up, can be in charge of that fund, how to expend it. So I was listening to the Brikama Area Council chair. He says that they don't have the capacity to record data in all the areas in West Coast. And because of that, they cannot tell you exactly how much money that they can collect. But currently, from the former chair, they were able to double revenue collection from something like 60 million to 150 million to 200 million. Now imagine,
and loopholes were sealed
exactly,
too.
but not all of it, because they don't have the capacity and the know-how and the technology. But the GRA has that. Now imagine if you bring the GRA, you can double what they are doing, what they are collecting currently. You can get up to 500 million. West Coast is huge. Now imagine you get 500 million and 90% of that comes back to the community of West Coast. 90% of it, which is about $400 million. Now that $400 million, imagine that comes every year. In fact, it might even increase, because there will be more businesses in West Coast, going forward in the future, more houses, more residential, more rental, right? So, but imagine 400 million coming to the West Coast. Imagine the committee represented by the people in charge of that fund. They don't touch the money. They just talk about, what do we do with this? They can decide to create a youth development fund. They can decide to create women development fund. They can decide to say part of the money can go to, improving our market, improving our trash, right? Our garbage, improving our health facilities. Imagine that. Imagine you finishing, young person finishing tertiary education with skills, and they want to start up a business. They can go onto that fund and apply and have a startup business. A woman who wants to go into a business, they can go deep into that fund and have a startup, a fund from there.
It's like a social package.
Exactly. And then you invest that into your business. You start it. 12 months later, you start repaying that money back. You see? And that is how we want to capture migration problem. So migration problem, we believe that education can be the beginning of that. So that youth man that has now graduated with this skill and is even tapping into the community fund to start his business, that youth supposed to be learning skills from primary school, right? And then be taught of self-awareness, be taught of understanding who he is. I talk about transatlantic slave trade here. That you need to understand that growing up, that there's nothing there for you. Your skin will be looked at in a different way. So learn your skills here growing up. Forget about Europe. This is where your heaven is. Once you get these skills, you get to the level of graduation. The community has funds for you to start a business. You understand? So this is the kind of system that we want to bring.
In American time, it
I think Omar, sorry, Omar, we were definitely out of our limit. Because like I said, he is coming back here for more, and as much as you are working on your political program, then these are the things that Omar, sorry, no, we don't have that much time. Omar, what I want, like I said, you'll be back here for more on politics, and in fact by then Omar will have his own political program. But this one,
I think your viewers need to know why you are calling me Kewo, because I had a history with you, with Rebellion the Recorder in music in my youth while I was going to school, and I was promoting music at the time. So you see how we have transformed.
You do exactly. These are some of the things that I want to be captivating on the pro. Like Kewo from this, organizing Rebellion and also and managing up to a diploma.
Yes.
So that's the learning point from our viewers.
Yes.
But here,
rock bass.
What's the place? Yeah, rock bass and the group. What I want here now, Podmore,
the youths, ghetto youths.
So the ghetto youths, Podmore, we said salute to Yalma. But here, Kewo, before we go, I want to. What is the most important message that you want to send out there, whoever is listening?
I want to urge all Gambians, all our listeners, to divorce themselves from party politics. They should understand that politicians, they love party politics because their life depends on it. Their existence depends on it. Their family life depends on it. They will never tell you, the crowd that follows them, the truth. And they need you. You are the power. You are the sovereign power behind every successful politician. Remove yourself from that. Follow ideas. Listen to ideas. Don't follow the money that they provide to you. They are luring you into lies. Follow ideas that will sanitize this country, ideas that will salvage this country, that will benefit you and your future. This is what I want our viewers to know, that there is a better future out there for all of us. Only if you follow ideas, only if you listen to good ideas, and then if you read and you understand your rights, you understand what we are talking about, that will come and support you, will come and advance your life and the future of your children. There's a lot of things that politicians are doing that you do not pay attention to, because they come, it's crowd calling, they make noise, we go, and then they get what they want, and then you are left behind, standing there for the next 5 years, complaining about commodity prices, complaining about, listen, how much is a bag of cement today?
600,
right? So I will leave it at that. So I wonder, this is the most important. Follow ideas that make sense, ideas that is not political bickering. Don't listen to politicians that are calling each other names. Don't listen to leaders that are saying that if you don't remove this particular chairman, you will not get my support. I will not build this for you. What they are building for you is not their money. It's not coming from their pocket. It's your money. That is the money that we are saying we want that money to be expended by yourselves in your communities. Invest into youth development funds, invest into women development funds, invest into your markets, invest them into your healthcare facilities. This is the kind of fund, this is the money that we are talking about. That money does not belong to them. But then they come around, they bring electricity, they bring road, they make you feel like they're the one doing it. Hey, if they are doing it, they are supposed to be doing it because it is their job. That is why they are there. It is their job. If they don't do it, then they fail. So, but that does not mean that they do it, they should continue to be there in perpetuity. No, you should do it. Governance is continuity. They should be able to do what they are doing, and after they have done it, somebody else should also come and continue. Imagine if you're changing many progressive leaders that are coming, complementing each other's work. Where would you be now?
At different level.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Yeah, Omar, do you have anything? Because my guys are signaling me that my time is done. They say it's
I wish we can go beyond this time.
No, but like I said, we'll have more time.
Maybe I'll engage him on my own program.
Oh, exactly.
I want to engage him on his diploma.
But viewers, remember, don't fail to tune into Atlantic BTLO program, Fatoumata Mbaye and Amadou Jaiteh Progress. It's coming up very soon, and it will be very, very interesting. In fact, that is going to be on your local dialect, so you will definitely love that. Do you have any final word before we go?
Well, Amadou, thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you.
On Atlantic TV. We are so much happy for your engagement with us. At the same time, your beautiful resume, you've just, deliberated here. And your intention, for the betterment of this country, and your engagement with the local people. All these things are some of the solutions, as a politician, as a Gambian, as a human being, we can engage ourselves in order to overcome some of the difficulties we are facing. And with what you have just given us, we hope that it is achievable in one way or the other. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Do you have any
final word?
With your support, it is achievable.
I like that.
Yeah, with all of your support, it is achievable because it is you who has the power. The power lies in your hand. And the system that you currently have, it's not a system that was created in Gambia. It's a system that was imposed on us. And 60 years on, we think that is the best. And somebody like me, I'm challenging that system. I'm thinking outside the box. I want all of you to think outside the box.
We are also thinking now. I have already.
I want you to, I want you to, and everybody out there. Well, thank you so much. Let me say again, Kewo, we'll be back with more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that comes to the end of the exclusive interview with Amadou Jaiteh, of course, Kewo. That is progress. Big thanks to Aminata. Thank you very much, my camera. Aminata Sise. Ngari Tombal Glass. Thank you so much. Alu, Atebota Soto Koile. Thank you so much. And a big thanks once again to the guys out there, Tima, and Edu, my favorite cameraman. Thanks for being there. On that note, we'll be back with more interesting, exclusive interview. My name is Bakary Manneh. Once again, keep tuning. Bye.
Party, Africa party.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's the grand opening of Hall of Fame Bar and Restaurant in Farato, West Coast Region, Komosar, on Friday, 19 December 2025 at 5 p.m. Oh yes, at night is food and drink with salsa live band performances, DJs and artists. Come on, Mbadingola Tolamonyola, Hall of Fame Ibayella, Arjumo to Akaro Tiltani Konoto, West Coast Region member Farato, Oto Yalbele Bunya, Buken Des, Damane Hall of Fame, the Nenko Ubi, the grand opening, Arjuma, Fukifanak Drumin and very December, Chajuromi Watu, Chafarato, the 4 Otanyep. Come on, see you all there.